أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم آمين يا رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم اجمع شمل المسلمين والكريستيان والأمة في مدينة دبعو وسلم دائما مجتمعنا هذا بالسلم والأمن والتقدم في بلدنا هذا آمين يا رب العالمين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today to praise and worship you and give you thanks for all the things you continue to provide for ourselves and our families. Father, we humbly ask for forgiveness for all the times we have offended you, when we forget to acknowledge your presence in the image of our brothers and sisters, and for moments we fail to be good stewards of the blessings you have given us. Continue to guide and protect each one of us, Lord, that we may always walk in the light of your everlasting love and mercy. Grant us, Father, with your comfort in times of distress and with your strength in times of weakness. Bestow upon us your unending grace and healing, that we may in turn become instruments of gentleness and compassion to others. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, with the prayer and the intercession of our Blessed Mother. Amen.
Ayan, isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at welcome na naman po sa isa na namang session ng ating pagkatuto. This is in partnership with SDO Mandaluyong and Casio Calculators Philippines. So this afternoon we will be having our session on about mathematics. Specifically, it talks about discrete probability distribution with ClassWiz. And we have a very competent and knowledgeable speaker who will deliver her talk about that kind of topic. And to formally start our program, let us all welcome our Master Teacher 1 from SDO Malabon City and an MTOP exemplary teacher. Let's all welcome ang lagi rin nating guest sa ating webinar sessions with Casio Calculators and Emulators. Let's all welcome Mr. Reynaldo Torres. Good afternoon, Sir Reynaldo. Sir, medyo parang nakamute po tayo. Ayan.
Good afternoon po, Sir Buds. Good afternoon,
Sir Ray. Kamusta?
Okay naman po.
Kamusta po ang ating preparation, sir, dito sa New Normal?
Ayun, nagko-cope up lalo po this week. We are in the process of the tryouts po, no? Yung aming mga online sessions po, online classes po.
Yes, ayan, no, sir, no, nabagit po yung online classes. So, paalala lang natin sa ating mga parents na ang school year na to, it's not about online classes alone. Meron tayong iba't ibang learning modalities such as online, blended learning approach. We have the modular. Yan ang mga pwede nating gamitin. And on Monday, we will be having the simulation or the dry run of our DepEd TV na mapapanood po natin sa IBC 13, Signal, and GMA For The Box. Meron po kami nakuha ang 2 slot sa GMA For The Box. Doon po mapapanood ang DepEd TV. So Sir Ray, alam ko meron kami mensahe para sa kanila. So take it away.
Hello po, good afternoon po ulit sa lahat. To the SDO Mandaluyong City officials headed by the delightful and dynamic OIC-SDS Dr. Romela M. Cruz, to the proactive Mr. Joel C. Serrano, Marketing and Sales Manager of Casio Calculators Philippines, to the knowledgeable guest speaker, and to the intelligent and dependable mathematics teachers of Mandaluyong City, good afternoon po. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome you and be with us with this very informative and timely workshop. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the TWGs of this webinar and Casio Education Philippines who generously helped us make this event come together to become a success. We couldn't have done it without you all. In today's webinar, you will learn how to integrate technology in teaching statistics and probability, specifically discrete probability distribution. We hope that with this kind of webinar, we can impart ways and techniques for our students to appreciate more the learning of statistics. Well, I don't want to take much of your time, so a very warm welcome to all you all, and thank you and have a fruitful webinar ahead. Sir Buds.
Hello, thank you, Sir Reynaldo, for that very inspiring message to our viewers this afternoon. Alam ko, sir, meron kang ipopromote. So, ipromote mo na. Ang dapat mong ipromote. Ayan, Sir Reynaldo.
Yes po, tomorrow po I'll be having a webinar session again with DepEd EduTech Unit. No? So, see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. po. Ayan po, sir. Sir Buds.
I think ito na yung ating second session with Mr. Tony. Sir Tony, maraming salamat, Sir Tony, and kita-kits tayo bukas sa ating session.
See you.
So ayan po, nakita naman po natin ang ating speaker sa mga susunod na Casio Tech sessions po natin. Before we start our program, let us acknowledge the SDO officials of SDO Mandaluyong, headed by our OIC-SDS, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romela M. Cruz, our OIC-ASDS, Dr. Aurelio G. Alfonso, our Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Dr. Aline G. Mendoza, and our School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Ma'am Emma G. Arubio, at sa lahat po ng CID and SGOD officials ng SDO Mandaluyong. Ganon din po ang aming pasasalamat sa Casio Calculators Philippines, headed by Educational Unit Head Mr. Joel C. Serrano, na talaga namang every week, walang palya, talagang ine-empower ng Casio ang ating mga teachers when it comes to the use of Casio calculators, specifically mga emulators nila, in delivering quality basic education to our learners. And at this point in time, to formally introduce our speaker, let us all welcome our friends from Casio Calculators Philippines, Mr. Francois Bautista. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon po to everyone. Let me introduce to you the speaker for this afternoon, Ms. Jade Christyn Magaling. She is a BS Mathematics graduate from University of the Philippines in Diliman, and after college, she earned her certificate in professional teaching from UP Open University and took the licensure examinations for teachers in September of the year 2013, where she ranked second. And she was a DepEd MTOP Scholar batch 2016 to 2017 and finished MA Curriculum Design, Development, and Supervision in St. Paul University in Manila. And now she is a senior high school teacher in Bawan Technical High School in Bawan, Batangas, a mentor in Asian Math Sci League, and a licensure examinations for teachers coach in Review Hub. She believes that nothing beats perseverance, especially in mathematics. So she always reminds her students that the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. So once again, Miss Jade Christyn Magaling.
Hi, good afternoon po. Thank you so
Good
much,
afternoon po.
Sir Koy. Thank you so much, Sir Bad. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon po sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin sa live session sa Facebook. So, once again, my name is Miss Jade Christyn Magaling, and I am currently in Batangas, and I'm really happy to be with you this afternoon. Although medyo kinakabahan kasi first time ko nag-live sa Casio. Thank you so much, Sir Joel, for inviting me here in our webinar. Okay, so as our kinakabahan talaga ako. Okay, hi. Shoutout muna ako ng isa. Good afternoon, Ma'am Basila. Nakita ko lang yung comment niya sa Facebook. Good afternoon po, and good afternoon po sa lahat ng mga students ko na nakita kong nanonood this afternoon. Okay, so our topic for today is discrete probability distribution with ClassWiz. Okay, and for all those senior high school teachers, mathematics teachers out there, and I hope that this session will help us help our students in learning the first few topics in statistics and probability. Okay, so this is a core subject in senior high school. Most of my students already had this last semester, and I invited them. Hopefully, they can review. Especially na medyo medyo nung second semester, fourth quarter last year ay medyo madaming class interruption. So I hope that this will help them learn or explore more this topic. Okay, and then for all those teachers, I hope that they will get something, a strategy on how to help or how to teach this topic to their students. Okay, so without much further ado, let's go to our first activity. Activity po agad, ayan. So I'm inviting everyone to go to www.menti.com and enter the code 2807047. So what you can do is, if you have a phone right now, so you can open your browser and enter the site that is flashed on your screen, and then enter the code. Okay? Don't worry, hindi naman to mahirap. It's just a quick activity, just a quick quiz. Okay? Pero hindi naman po graded. So just for us to have a feel of what we're going to have this afternoon. Okay? And or if you are watching in your laptop, so kung naka-laptop po kayo ngayon, pwede kayo mag-open ng browser, another browser, and you can enter this address again and use that code. Okay? So, punta din ako doon. Ayan, may nakikita na ako. Nakikita nyo rin ba? So, I have 8 people who joined me already. Hindi lang natin alam kung sino kayo dyan sa mga avatars dyan. But 15, okay. Yes, so this first activity, again, is a 3-item quiz only. So it's just 3 items. What is this? So as you have seen in the title, kasi ang hirap naman na mayroon tayong topic, pero wala tayong idea, ano ba yung mga yon? So from the title, discrete probability distribution. So discrete, so this first activity will introduce us to this term. Okay, to this concept. So I'm just going to describe something or give a phrase. I'm going to give a phrase, and then you will determine, is this discrete or continuous. Okay? Para sa mga teachers, so alam na nila kung ano yon. So we're just going to apply your knowledge. Okay? And for those students who wants to review with us, so review tayo. Ano nga ba yung discrete na variable? Ano nga ba yung continuous na variable? Tingnan natin kung naalala nyo pa from your statistics teachers noon. Parang ang tagal ng panahon, no? Few months ago. Or maybe, yeah, almost a year ago. Okay, we have 36 people, 36 people already in our site. Okay. Yan, hintay pa tayo. Okay. Wow, hello po again. Good afternoon po for all to all those who are watching with us. Yan. Nakikita pala yung mga friends. Your friend ganyan is watching. So, good afternoon po to my co-teachers in Bawan Technical Integrated High School in Bawan, Batangas. And to my dearest students, good afternoon din. And, of course, good afternoon po sa mga taga SDO Mandaluyong. Okay. All right. We have 38 people already in the game. Sige, I'm going to start the game when we reach 40. Kaya lang parang nabawasan pa. Okay? And then, during the game, halimbawa, ma-disconnect kayo or you just joined, hindi pa kayo ngayon maka-join, then no problem, you can still join. The code will still be flashed on the screen. Okay? You can still go there and it will still be flashed on the screen. Okay. I'm going to start the game already, but yes, so here, answer fast to get more points. Again, you'll just be given a phrase and then decide, is this discrete or continuous? Okay, discrete or continuous. The number of ClassWiz calculators sold per year from 2015 to 2020, 2015 to 2020. Shout out po sa mama ko na nanonood din ngayon. Okay, time's up. So let's see. Parang 26 lang yung naka-answer, guys. There is no time limit. You only have 20 seconds to answer it, okay? But, wait, bakit kaya? Oops, sorry. Something went wrong. Let's see. Tingnan natin. But I saw 26 people were able to answer, to give their answer. Nako, nandito pa kaya yon? Sana nandito pa yon. Okay, by the way, to the teachers, this is one platform po that you can use if you are having online classes. Nako, ano kayang lalabas? So, ayan yung results natin. Thank God, nandyan pa. Akala ko nawala kasi nag-error. Okay, so wow, 20 people got the correct answer. This is a discrete variable. Okay? Mamaya po, mga walang idea. Ano ba to? Nanood lang ako pero walang idea ng discrete and continuous. No problem because we're going to discuss this in a while. Okay? So we're going to clarify the concept. So to those 6 people, baka na nagkamali lang ng pindot or what, hindi clear, di-discuss po natin yan. Okay? But this one is discrete. Good job. Next. Let's go to the next. Nandiyan pa pala yung leaderboard. Wow. First, Baby Julia Magaling. Shout out po sa aking baby, sa aking 1-month-old baby talaga. Siya po ang ating top. Hindi ko po yan kinoach. Okay, but I'm seeing familiar but yeah, so you'll see here every question kung sino mga top scorers natin. All right? Okay, next. Question number 2. Still have 2 questions. Okay? Again, answer fast to get more points. If you notice, isang question lang naman, tama naman ako. Bakit gano'n lang yung points ko? So, it's how fast you can answer it correctly. Okay, question number 2. The length of time spent in attending webinars. Nakaka-relate yung mga teachers. Gaano kaya kahabang oras ang ginugugol natin sa pag-attend ng mga webinars? 5 seconds. Okay. Wow, very good. 30 people were able to input their answers and 24 got it correctly. So this one is A continuous variable. Very good. So, continuous po siya. Mamaya tingnan natin bakit. Ano ba yung continuous? Okay? So, next. Let's see. Bago kaya ang leaderboard natin. Who is now in the top spot? Oy, hindi naunahan si Baby Julia. Okay. Hi. But Jay De La Cruz is almost there. Pwede mo pa siyang habulin, and also Kenneth. Okay. Nasaan kaya? Shout out to the MTOP scholars. May nakikita akong MTOP scholar na nanonood. Please join our game also. We have our game code here. Question number 3. Okay, question number 3. And yes, so here we have the number of COVID-19 cases reported daily in a certain city. Kung nanonood kayo ng news, nagbabasa kayo ng Facebook, nakikita nyo lagi may updates yung mga municipalities or cities or even provinces, right? Kung ilang COVID cases na yung updated report. So what kind of variable is that? Okay. Ay, medyo madaming nagkamali dito. But 20 people got the correct answer, and this is discrete. Okay, tingnan natin lahat po ng mga na-confuse. Mamaya, balikan natin and let's see, bakit nga ba yon discrete? Why is it not continuous? Okay, but let's see here. The leaderboard. Hi, thank you to those who are writing their comments. Meron, hi, Sir Josh. Or is this a student? I'm not sure. He's explaining why is it discrete, why is it continuous. So very good. Good job. And good job. Good job to my 1-month-old baby. This is baby Julia Magaling. No, shout out to my husband po, Sir Julius Magaling, who is also watching right now and participating. Pero hindi ko po yan tinuruan, promise. Okay. Don't worry, we still have 2 activities as we go on our webinar. So I'm still inviting you to join that later. Okay, thank you so much to all those who participated. Wow, madami naman tayo nag-participate. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. So ano ba yung mga nakita natin? If you notice, nasan po yung mga numbers doon, di ba? There were descriptions, there were phrases, and those are examples of variables. Random variables, specifically, ano ba kapag variable nagbabago-bago? So for instance, in the last problem, in the last given, the number of COVID-19 cases reported daily. So if today may certain number na na-report na cases, tomorrow it will change. So pwedeng hindi, pwedeng same pa rin, but it may change. So that's why it's called a variable. Okay? And specifically this afternoon, we are talking about random variable. What is a random variable? So meron na tayong kasamang term na random. It's a function that associates a real number with each element in the sample space of a random experiment. Okay? So nanggaling siya pala sa random experiment. If you watched our webinar maybe a month ago or more than a month ago, a few weeks ago in MTOP, so we also talked about probability and combinatorics, and we were able to review there the sample space, ano ba yung mga outcomes, and so on. Okay, but this one, we are assuming that na-take na ng mga students natin ang variables, ang experiments ng grade 8. Okay, and then they were able to solve more probability problems or combinatorics problems in grade 10. Okay, so ngayon, dadagdagan na natin, let's do a random variable in grade 11 or in senior high school. Okay, but what is it? A random variable may corresponding. So kada outcome sa experiment, minamatch natin siya sa isang real number. Okay, to a number. And yun yung mga nakita natin example kanina, number of ClassWiz calculator solved, so it's a number. Number of COVID-19 cases reported daily. What else? Length of time. Length of time is a number also. Or it may be 5 hours or 38 minutes and so on. Okay? So those are examples of random variables. And ano yung mga possible values? So one of the competencies in grade 11 mathematics, in statistics and probability in senior high school is, what are the possible values of a given random variable? So for example, this one is another example of random variable. It says the number of tails that appear when tossing a coin 3 times. So we have here an experiment. Meron siyang sinabi experiment dito. Sige nga, can you identify what is the experiment here? Kaya ba natin identify? Can you write in the comment section? Hi to those who are watching in the Casio Calculators Philippines page. Please watch it there. Or to we are also streaming now in the math team, Math Teachers Association of Mandaluyong page. So for those who are watching there, ayan, hi Miss Anna Pat. Okay, si Sir Josh masipag magsagot eh. Hi to Sir Josh Garucho Lumugdang III, ang haba ng pangalan niya. But, okay, who is this? Miss Emmy Manala Santa Ana and Buena de Humo. So they answered, tossing a coin. Very good. So that is the experiment here. Tossing a coin actually 3 times. Okay, thank you. Is that eyelid? Okay, tossing a coin 3 times. That is our experiment, but that's not the random variable, okay? So again, we're talking about the number of tails that appear. But, so what can we do? What can we do? We first identify, sabi ko kanina, yung mga outcomes, minamatch natin sa isang real number. So ano ba yung mga outcomes dito sa experiment na to? Ano ba yung mga outcomes? So we can have HHH. H stands for head and T stands for tail. Okay, so ano yung sample space natin? So we have HHH, meaning we get head, head, head in tossing that coin 3 times. Ano po yung THH? You get tail, head, head. Ano po yung HTH? You get head, tail, head, and so on. Okay, but these are the outcomes. So we match this pa. We still match this for to a real number. And ano yon? The number of tails. Ilan ba yung tails dito? So you have HHH. How many tails are there in that outcome HHH? Meron ba? Okay, wala. Wala tayong tail dun sa outcome na yun. So in that case, we have 0. Okay? How about in THH? How many tails do we get there? THH, you have 1. Isang tail lang. How about kay HTH? You also have 1. How about yung kay HTT? How many tails do we have there? We have 2 tails there. Okay, I hope you're getting how we get the values of this random variable. So TTT, we have 3 tails. Okay, yon. And may mga nag-comment na ng answer. What are the possible values of this random variable? Hi, Sir Mame from Bulbok and Integrated National High School, and Miss Emmy Manalo Santa Ana, they got 0. Sorry. Hindi ko na-send na yung slide ko. Okay, so we have here, yung ginawa natin kanina. And so the possible values are 0. Yes, Ms. Mary Christine, we have 8 outcomes. And we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So those are the possible values of our random variable. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Kasi 3 beses ka magtutos, so ano lang pwedeng magawa natin? Pwedeng wala, pwedeng 1, pwedeng 2, pwedeng 3. Pwede bang 4? Is it possible to have the value 4? Is it possible to get 4 tails when tossing a coin 3 times? Pwede ba yon? Hindi pwede. Kailangan magtataka ka saan nanggaling yung pang-4 na tail. 3 beses mo lang naman siya tinos. Alright, so the possible values are 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. How about this one? If you have questions or clarifications, please don't hesitate to ask in our comments box. Okay. How about the number of defective bulbs from a sample of 5 bulbs? the number of defective bulbs from a sample of 5 bulbs. What are the possible values? So of course, if you want, pwede ulit kayong kumuha ng sample space. You can still get, and then you count like what we did in the previous. But if you're just asked, what are the possible values of this random variable, then no need. Kung kaya mo namang pag-isipan, logically, then no need to really enumerate all the possible outcomes in order to count it. Okay? So what are the possible values here? Pwedeng wala na defective. So that can be 0. Pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, pwedeng apat, pwedeng 5, pwede bang 6? Hindi, kasi hanggang 5 bulbs lang yung kinuha nating sample. Okay, very good. Eman, shout out to my student and math contestant, Eman. Hi, Eman. So the possible values are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? All right, good job. Next, how about the number of blue balls? If 2 balls are drawn without replacement from a jar with 8 red balls and 7 blue balls. So we have here a jar. You have a jar containing 8 red balls and 7 blue balls. So that's a total of how many balls? 15 balls. Okay, and then you want to get 2 balls from there. So that's our experiment. Our random variable is the number of blue balls that you get when you perform this experiment. So, anong possible? Pwede bang wala kung makuha ang blue ball? Pwede po. How does it happen? Pwedeng pagbunot ko ng isa, tapos pagbunot ko ng pangalawa, parehong red. Diba? Parehong red yung nabunot mo. So, that's going to be 0. 0 blue ball. How about, pwede bang 1 blue? Yes, pwede rin. Kasi pwedeng ang nabunot mo ay blue, tapos yung pangalawa, red na, right? Or pwede rin naman na kung unang bunot ko, red, yung pangalawa, blue na. So that's going to be 1. Okay, yan, may nakikita na akong sagot sa comments. And then, pwede bang dalawang blue balls? Yes. First draw, second draw, parehong blue. Wala kang nabunot na red. Okay? Pwede bang 3 blue balls ang mabunot mo? Yan, puro sagot na ay sunod-sunod, 0, 1, 2. Okay, hanggang 2 lang because we only get 2 balls from that jar. All right, very good. So the possible values of this given random variable is 0, 1, and 2. Very good po. Nakakatuwa kayong mga students. Thank you also to those teachers who are really actively participating in our discussion. Okay, so I hope that's clear how we get the possible values. And so we go back to our activity earlier. Ano ba yung discrete at ano ba yung continuous random variable? So discrete random variable are those whose set of possible values is finite or countably infinite. So ibig sabihin, nabibilang natin. Okay? So we can count or yeah, it's countable. Kanina, I think there's a comment there. Sir Josh said that discrete variables are those that are countable. So, nabibilang natin. Okay? And then, continuous random variables are those that have the possible values that are uncountably infinite. So, madami. Okay? Uncountably infinite. Hindi natin mabibilang. Ano po hindi mabibilang? Hindi ba hindi pa set ng whole numbers, hindi din nabibilang. Nabibilang natin siya. Yun nga lang, hindi tayo matatapos. Okay, but this continuous random variable ay hindi nabibilang. Okay, ano examples natin kanina? So, yun nga, discrete, you can really identify. Pwede mo silang i-point out. Okay? And then kahit na dire-diretso ba yan, basta, you can identify each of them. Alright? And the examples there are the number of students enrolled per division. So, kahit na sobrang dami at kahit na alam ko it's still ongoing, but we can still count how many students are enrolled already in your division. Okay? So that is discrete. Same with the number of pages of self-learning modules used by a student. So, kasi alam mo kung ilang pages yung mga self-learning modules. Okay? Nabibilang natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. On the other hand, if continuous, so it's not countable. Bakit? if nakikita natin sa illustration, between two values, halimbawa, ang sinabi ko ay 5 and 6. Okay? Sa discrete, meron akong values na 5 and 6. But, sa continuous, pwede ka pang kumuha ng value in between them. 5 and 6. So, 5 and 6, pwede din si 5.5. Between 5 and 5.5, pwede rin si 5.25. And then, lahat ng possible values in between them. And it's not possible to really count. So, in this case, it's uncountable, but it is measurable. So, we can measure it. Ano mga examples nito? The amount of time spent by students in finishing a certain lesson. Bakit po siya same with the length of time spent by the teachers, spent by the teachers in attending webinar? Bakit po hindi discrete yung length of time? Pwede ko naman pong sabihin 5 hours. Okay? But pwede mo rin namang sabihin 5.5 hours, right? And then it's kumbaga kada second nabibilang natin. Okay? And every part of a second, pwede pa nating i-count yun. Alright? Unless you say that the number of hours you spend in attending a webinar, as in naka-specify na number of hours ang gusto mo. Okay? But if it's amount of time, it's a length of time, then it's continuous. Same with the weight. Weight gained during the quarantine. Gaano kaya yun? Gaano kaya yun kalaki? Okay? So, kaya ko naman po sabihin na 5 kilograms. Kaya lang, if you notice yung sa weighing scale natin, di ba? Ang dami niyang pwedeng daanan. And hindi siya yung nagja-jump para sa discrete. Okay? So unless you say the number of kilograms that you gained during the quarantine, then weight is considered continuous. Okay? I hope that's clear kung bakit ganon. Let's now go to doon na tayo kay probability distribution ng discrete. Okay, we're going to focus on discrete random variables for this session. And I'm inviting you again to another activity. Let's go to www.menti.com and let's use this code 9195820. So this is another activity. Okay, sana maka-join ulit kayo. Okay, so we're now talking about probability distribution. So sa probability distribution naman, I know you encountered probability already in junior high school. Our students have encountered this in junior high school already, but we're going to talk about probability distribution. So let's see your knowledge on probability. Okay, tingnan natin kung may naaalala pa kayo, ano ba dapat ang properties ng probability? Okay, we have 6 people already joining. Yes. Yan. Okay. Very good. Thank you so much to those who are joining us this afternoon. I know, sabi nga Sir Joel, this is a very challenging time. Ano ibig sabihin ng very challenging time? Hindi dahil sa pandemic, kundi alam ko ang hapon na, pagod na yung mga teachers, pagod na yung mga teachers, yung mga students naman, baka inaantok pa, kakagising lang galing sa siesta, or galing sa online class, may mga nag-attend ng online class, and they still chose to be with us this afternoon. So thank you very much po, at sinamahan nyo kami ngayong hapon. Okay? Yan. Ang cute ng mga avatars nyo sa Menti. Okay, so in this second activity again, this will be a glimpse of probability distribution. So I'm going to show a table. I'm going to show a table of x values. So may values ng x, and then there's also f of x. So it's a function, and you're going to check, is it possible that this illustrates a probability distribution? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung f of x ay values ng probability. Okay? Probability kaya yung f of x. So that's what we're going to see. Okay, we have 26 people already in the site. Okay. Yan, sige po. Sige nga, to those who are watching, can you give some ideas? ano ba dapat ang masasatisfy na property ni probability habang naghihintay tayo ng ibang ng ibang participants? Aabot kaya tayo ng 30? Okay, we have 27 people already. So what property do you remember? Yan, yung mga teachers alam na alam yan. Kasama pa ba natin mga teachers? Ay, may nakita ko. Hi, Ma'am Erin. Erin may co-teacher. Nakatuwa naman, nakasilip siya. Kahit na hindi maximum. Welcome po. Okay. Hi, Miss Mary Christine. Okay. So, sabi niya, the total of all probability should be 1. Very good. Same with Teacher Ron. Hi, Teacher Ron. Yan, friend ko si Teacher Ron. The sum of the probabilities is 1. Okay. And then Miss Emmy says, it can be from 0 to 1. Okay. The values can be from 0 to 1. Tingnan natin. I-apply natin yung mga knowledge na yan. Okay? Okay. Hi, Owen, who just started watching us. Please join the game if you can. So, let's start. Parang nadi-disconnect pa yung iba. Parang nababawasan habang naghihintay ako. So, let's see this. Is it very small? Sobrang liit ba sa phone natin? Okay, I'm going to flash na lang din sa slide. So, this is the first question. Can this be a probability distribution? Just yes or no. Okay, may idea na kayo? Paano kaya malalaman kung time na? Binago ko yung yung screen ko. Okay. Can this be a probability distribution? You just look at the f of x values, the probability values. Okay. Time's up. Hi, Sir Jose, our professor in MTOP is watching with us today. All right, you see here? Okay. No, a lot of people got the correct answer and it's a no. Bakit kaya? Pag-isipan natin hindi na naka-flash yung question. Pero sige, pag-isipan natin, may sinabi na sila kanina, meron ng property na na-describe to. Bakit? Sabi kanina, the probability values ranges from 0 to 1. So, meron tayo dito, ano nakikita nyo? We have here a negative 0.7. And that cannot be a probability value. Okay? Good job. Next. Ay, leaderboard pala. Tingnan natin yung leaderboard. Okay. Hi, Sir Glenn. Sir Glenn is also one of my Facebook friends. Hi, Eman. Number 2 na si Eman. Uy, nawala na yung baby ko. Nawala na si Julia. Hindi yata nakakonect. And, yes, so good job, everyone. Thank you for answering that problem. Next. How about question 2 of 3? Okay, can this be a probability distribution? Number 2 natin. Here. Just yes or no. Yes if it's a probability distribution or no if not. Okay? Examine it closely. Huwag maduduling sa mga numbers. Okay, yes or no? Is it the probability distribution? Yeah, may nagsasagot sa comment. Okay, if you were not able to join the Menti activity, then no problem. Naka-flash po dito yung question. So you may send your answer, write your answer in the comment section. Okay, yan. Mga nagsasagot sa comments box. All right, yan. Tapos na pala yung time. Parang medyo hatito 12:13. So, hindi napansin ng iba. Ang galing magtago nung ano. So, this is not a probability distribution. Bakit po? If you notice dun sa gitna, kay x equals 4, we have there 1.2. Okay, sabi ni Teacher Ron, the sum is not equal to 1 or lumampas siya sa value, sa possible values, which is 1.2 dapat hanggang 1 lang. So, this is not a probability distribution. Okay? Good. Sige nga, sino nag-first doon? Oy, si Sir Glenn pa rin. Ay, si Eman. Nauna na si Eman. Okay. All right. Hi, Eman. Next question. Question number 3. Again, answer fast to get more points. So, bilisan natin. Okay, the third one is this. Can this be a probability distribution? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can this be a probability distribution? Malilinaw kaya ang mga mata? 5 seconds left. Okay, may nagsasagot sa comments box. Good. All right, so yes, and very good. Madami nakakuha. 20 people got this correctly. So yung 5 naduling din siguro or hindi agad na-compute. So lahat na-satisfy niya, walang negative, walang lampas ng 1, and the sum is equal to 1. So yes, this is a probability distribution. Okay, let's see our leaderboard. That's the last problem for activity 2. For our leaderboard, we have Eman is still number 1. Okay. Very good. Congratulations, Eman. Very active. He was one of my contestants po when they were in junior high school. Okay, so let's see now. Ano ba yung probability distribution? Okay, so for the probability distribution, it's of a discrete random variable x. This is a list of possible values of x. So if you notice in the first row, you have there the possible values of x. And then in the second row, that's f of x. Those are the corresponding probabilities of those x values. So again, values ng random variable natin, yung tinignan natin kanina in the previous activities, and then your corresponding probability. So yun lang naman po yung nasa probability distribution. Okay, so the properties, you have said this already earlier. The probability values, ito din po yung f of x. Okay, so some references denote this as p of the probability of the random variable being equal to the value x. Okay, or yung iba f of x. So it depends on the reference. Make sure you read alin ba yun. So the first one, the probability values range from 0 to 1. So from 0 to 1. And then the second one, this is the sigma notation or the summation. Summation of all the probabilities over the values of x must be equal to 1. Dapat pag inad mo lahat yon, dapat equal yun sa 1. Okay, so yun lang yun ang tatandaan natin. Okay, so let's recall muna theoretical probability kasi ito yung gagamitin natin. Theoretical probability you've seen already from grade 8 and from grade 10. So what is this? It's the expected probability of an event computed by dividing the number of favorable outcomes by the number of total outcomes. Again, probability favorable outcomes over total number of outcomes. So if you, for example, when tossing a coin, what's the probability that it will land on a tail? Okay, so number of favorable outcomes, ilan ba yung tails doon sa isang coin? So we have 1. And then over total number of outcomes, ilan ba yung total number of outcomes? We have 2. It's either head or a tail. Therefore, the probability of getting a tail when tossing a coin is equal to 1/2. Okay, so recall lang yun ang ating theoretical probability. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's look at this random variable again. Again, the number of tails that appear when tossing a coin 3 times. So when tossing a coin 3 times, we've seen this already earlier, this random variable, and we have listed the values, the possible values of this random variable. We have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So for now, what we're going to do is to get the probability of each event. Okay? Probability of getting a 0, probability of 1, 2, 3. Okay, paano ulit kunin? Ilan ba yung 0? So let's start with the 0. Yan. So ito yan. Kukunin natin ang probability. Let's start with the 0. Again, how many outcomes are associated with the number 0? Yung kaninang nakita natin, how many? 1 lang. Si HHH. So that's, the numerator will be equal to 1 over the total number of outcomes. How many outcomes do we have here? Okay, hindi ko ni-numberan, pero you can see there that there are 8 possible outcomes. Therefore, the probability of getting 0 for our random variable is 1 over 8. Okay? So, ganun lang. Bilangin mo, ilan ba yung 0 doon? Tapos, ilan ba yung may 0 doon? Tapos, ilan ba yung total? How about 1? We've seen earlier, ilan yung outcome na associated kay 1? 3 po. So, 3 over, total is 8. Okay, same with 2. Ilan yung associated kay 2 kanina? We have 3 over 8. And finally, ilan yung associated kay 3? Sino lang? Si T, tail, tail, tail. And so we have 1 over 8. Okay? So this is the probability distribution for this random variable. So it's that easy. Okay. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comments section. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Chinek pala natin. Notice that wala tayong negative value here. Wala tayong more than 1, greater than 1. And the sum is equal to 1. So you can do that to check kung tama ba yung sagot mo. Kung tama ba yung probability values. Okay. Next, dito na tayo. Okay. Earlier, we got the values for the random variable, number of defective bulbs from a sample of 5 bulbs. So, ano mga values natin kanina? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now, wala na akong pagbibilangan kasi we did not list the possible outcomes. So I cannot count already, like what we did in the first example. So let's apply your knowledge in combinatorics, okay, that our students had when they were in grade 10. Okay, so let's see. Again, formula ng probability, the number of favorable outcomes, in this case, the number of ways where we can have defective bulbs. Okay, over the total number of outcomes. So, total number of outcomes muna tayo. Ilan kaya? Kanina, meron tayo sa coins, tossing 3 times. A coin is tossed 3 times na 8. Okay? So, if you want, you may use the basic fundamental counting principle, the multiplication rule, to get. So, meron tayong 5 bulbs. It's either defective or non-defective. Okay, again, is it defective or non-defective? So, dalawa lang yung possible. But how many bulbs do we have? 5. So, we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 2 to the 5th. That's the total number of possible outcomes. Okay, if you want, pwede kayong mag-list. Kaya lang ilan yan? We have 32. Medyo madami para ilista. Okay? That's going to be the denominator. How about for the numerator? So for the numerator, I want to get the number of ways that I can have out of the 5 that I can have X defective bulbs. So again, balik tayo kay random variable. Ano ba itong mga X values na to? These are the number of defective bulbs out of those 5. Okay? So, kung 0 siya, I am taking how many ways can I have 0 or no defective bulb out of the 5 bulbs? So, that's going to be 5, choose 0. Okay? Or the combination of 5 objects taken 0 at a time. Same with 1. Paano kung may isa lang? In how many ways can I have 1 defective bulb out of the 5 bulbs? So, that's going to be 5, choose 1. Paano kung 4 defective bulbs? In how many ways can I have that? I will have 5, choose 4. Okay? So, in general, the formula for that is 5, choose X. Again, it's very important that our students know how to get this probability. So, if we have to review with them, to recall the concepts that they learned, the combination, permutation, and so on, fundamental counting principle from junior high school, then it's very important that they have a review on that. Okay? But the understanding is very important. Okay? So, in this case, hindi na ako mag-iisa-isa. Okay? I'm not going to compute it manually. So here, this is where our technology comes in. All right? So I'm going to use now my calculator in order to quickly fill out. So instead na kasi kung ipapagawa natin sa mga estudyante natin ng manual or magpipindot sila isa-isa for those 6 values, 0 to 5, then medyo it will be time consuming. Okay? So I'm going to use the table of values in our Casio ClassWiz calculator. So if you have your ClassWiz, then pwede nyo pong kunin yung mga ClassWiz nyo and then join me in exploring this function, table function. And or if you don't have your ClassWiz, I hope you were able to download the emulator. So I think nasa comment section natin yung link. Or nasa post ng Casio Calculators Philippines yung link ng emulator. And it's free for, I believe, 90 days. Yon, around 3 months. So I really suggest that you explore this one. Okay? Okay, so paano po yung table? So when you clear ko pala. So, if you can see here in my screen, kung hindi po nyo nasundan, kung ano yung mga pinindot ko, there's a keylog. At the upper right section of my screen, the keylog, and makikita nyo doon kung ano yung mga keys na pinrest ko recently. Okay? And then, in the middle is my screen, larger lang, screen ng calculator. So, I'm going to press menu, and then, meron tayo dyan madaming options. Where is the table? I'm pressing the arrow keys to navigate. Table is in the 9. So if you want, you can just press menu 9 or go press arrow down to go to the table and then press equals. Okay? And then it's asking me for a function f of x. This is the function that I got earlier. So 5 choose x over 2 to the 5th. So I'm doing fraction. If you notice, our calculator is natural display. So nakikita mo dito na naka-fraction talaga siya. Okay, and then I'm going to do 5. And then combination, that's going to be shift, and then yung divide sa baba, C, 5C, X. Nasaan po si X? X is upper right, nasa baba nung on, so that's our variable, 5, choose X. Okay, so that's my numerator, and then I press the arrow down to navigate to the denominator, and I'm going to have 2 raised, that's the exponent, raised to the 5th power. Okay, so I have already input my function. I'll press equal sign. It will ask for g of x. So kay g of x, wala na because I'm only having one function. But if you have 2, then pwede niyang sabay gawin yon. Okay, basically, what are we doing here? We are evaluating the function. For what values of x? For what values of x? My start will be, if you see in my table, the starting x value is 0. So I'm going to press 0. And then press equal sign, end is 5. Yan, naka-5 na siya. Press equal sign again. The step is 1. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the step is 1. The increment is 1. So step is 1. I'll press equals again. There, do you see there? The table of values there. These are the values that we are going to input in the probability. So kung nakikita niyo naka-decimal siya, I'll just navigate. I'll press the right arrow to see yung fraction form niya. So the 0.0312 is equal to 1 over 32. Okay, you see there, that's the naka-linear na to. Okay, that symbol is for the fraction, meaning 32 is in the denominator. Same with the next one, 5 over 32, 5 over 16, 5 over 16, 5 over 32, and 1 over 32. Of course, pwede nyo itong i-solve manually. But what happened is, mas madami pa tayong time kung hindi gugugulin ng bata yung oras niya para sa manual na pagsusolve or pagka-calculate. So we are asking the help of this calculator to give more time to our students to explore other problems. Okay? So, basta importante, naintindihan niya kung saan nanggaling yung function na yon, yung probability function na yon. Okay? Not just, hindi yung ibibigay lang natin yung formula. So, make sure that they understand that function. Okay? All right, good. Let's go to the Next one. Of course, you can still check the properties kung talaga ba magsasum up yan sa 1. Okay, I hope you can follow and I hope kasama ko pa kayo. Andyan pa ba kayo? Can you give a thumbs up kung nandyan pa kayo? All right. Next, the number of blue balls if 2 balls are drawn without replacement. So ito yung third random variable natin kanina. And we were able to see the possible values of the random variable are 0, 1, and 2. Okay? So let's analyze again. So we have in the denominator, ano bang nangyayari dito? What is the total number of possible outcomes? Total number of possible outcomes, what's happening? Out of the jar containing how many? 13. Containing 13 balls. Saan po nanggaling yung 13? Kay 8 red balls and 5 blue balls. Okay? We are choosing how many? We are getting how many? We are getting 2 balls. Okay? And this is a combination. So we're just getting 2 balls from out of the 13 balls. Randomly, of course. So what do we have? So we're going to have in the denominator, we're going to have 13 choose 2. Okay, again, that's for the denominator, the total number of possible outcomes in this experiment of drawing 2 balls randomly from a jar. Okay, and then the numerator will be, ano bang gusto natin? Again, ano po yung X? Number of blue balls. Number of blue balls. How many blue balls are there out of the jar? In the jar. In the jar, there are 5 blue balls. And I am getting X. In how many ways can I get X blue balls out of the 5? So that's going to be 5 choose X. Again, saan po nanggaling yung 5 choose X? In how many ways can I get X blue balls? So kung 0 man yun, in how many ways can I get 0 blue balls from the jar? Okay? Bakit po 5? Kasi may 5 blue balls doon. But, kulang pa. Okay? Kasi kulang pa. Paano kung 0 siya? Meron pang ilan? May 2 ka pang balls na kailangang i-pick. And saan naman gagaling yon? Kay blue balls nang galing yung kanina. Now we go to the red balls. And how many red balls do we have? 8. So yung natitirang balls pa na kulang natin, you have 8 red balls. And then, ilan pa yung kulang? Kung nakakuha ka na ng X, ilan pa yung kailangan mong kuhanin? So, tingnan natin, kung nakakuha ka na ng 0, ilan pang kailangan natin? We still need how many? We still need 2. Kung nakakuha ka na ng 1, we still need how many? You still need 1 pa. Kung 2 na nakuha mo, you just need 0 more. But how are we getting that? You have 8, choose 2 minus X. So again, what is this numerator? In how many ways can we get X blue balls from 5 and 2 minus X red balls from 8. Okay? Okay, and again, I can use my table of values. So, i-clear ko muna to. And I'm going to input this function. You may try also. Practice lang ng pag-enter ng keys sa ating calculator. Okay? So, the numerator will be 5 choose X times 8 choose 2 minus X. Okay. Over the denominator is 13 choose 2. And then again, I only have one function. And I'll start with 0 again. And it's just 2. So 0, 1, 2 lang tayo. Step is, okay, 1. Okay, so here are the values that we have. I'm going to navigate again. So that's going to be when x equals 0, fx is 14 over 39. When x equals 1, we have 20 over 39. And when x equals 2, we have 5 over 39. And that gives us our values. Okay, so imagine if you are computing this manually. Okay, kung iniisa-isa natin, medyo time-consuming siya. Sayang yung oras na sana nakapag-focus pa tayo sa ibang problems. Especially now, a lot of our students are doing modular distance learning. Okay, so hopefully this technology can help our students do more and do those things more efficiently. Okay, I hope that is clear. You may have other solutions kasi these two examples are examples of special types of discrete probability distribution. Yan, may nag-comment. Yes, Sir Glenn. So this last one is known as the hypergeometric distribution. And then yung previous pa natin na distribution is called the binomial distribution. Okay, so it's not really in the competency of the statistics and probability, but I think yung previous nating module, yung previous nating learners material, they use this, they introduce this in the examples talaga. Okay, so it can be a very good enrichment activity for our students. Okay, to explore this specific types of distributions, probability distributions. And actually, our ClassWiz has a special function for that. It's also in the menu, distribution. So meron dong binomial distribution and other distributions pa. Okay? But that is for another time. We cannot do it now. Okay, so let's now go to the mean and variance of a discrete probability distribution. Okay. Now, last activity. Oops. Last activity, I hope you can still join me. I hope you can still join our Menti activity. Please go to www.menti.com and use the code 3443453. Okay? Sige. Medyo sana may hawak na kayong calculators dito. Okay, sana may hawak ng calculators. Pero medyo feeling ko kulangin ako ng oras. So, bibilisan lang natin to. Yan, hi! Hi sa so, mabilis mag-join. Very good. Okay, wow, nakakagutom yung avatar ng isa, Donut. Okay, thank you so much to those who are still with us. Yeah, naka-survive tayo. Oh, more than, 1 hour and 4 minutes live. So, very good to those who are still with us this afternoon. Yan. Again, shout out. Yan, may nakita pa ako nag-join ng mga students ko. Shout out to my students, especially to my Rizal students. Thank you for being with me this afternoon. At sana talaga magamit nyo yung mga ma-review natin today. Okay. Yan, 23. Sige, you can still join po. Same code. You can still join while we are doing the activity. But I'm going to start now. So, all correct answers give max points. Medyo wala na tong choices so bawal na manghula. Pero madali lang. Find the mean of the following sample data. Sana matyaga kayo. Sabi kanina na nag-introduce sa akin, I really believe that the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Okay, so you have 1 minute to do this. Find the mean of this sample data. 7, 3, negative 4, 14, 2, 5, 22, negative 7, 9, 5. Yan, may tatlo nang nag-enter ng answer. Very good, those 3 people. 5 na. O, diba? Nakapag-compute agad sila. Ang bilis. Yung iba tinignan lang, tas mental calculation. Wow. Hi, hello po, Miss Jasmine. Jasmine Sabugal Kasiple. Welcome po, and I hope you can join our game. Or if you cannot join the Menti, you can drop your answer in the comment section. Time's up. Time's up. The correct answer is 5.6. Okay. Lumabas yung mga answers nyo. Okay, we have how many people got the correct answer? Hindi ko nakikita kung ilan. Ayun, 11 people got the correct answer. Very good. Tama ba yun? Oo, 11 nga. Okay. Wala pong calcu. Okay, sayang walang calcu. Download ka na, Sir Glenn, ng Download ka na, Sir Glenn, ng Emulator, ClassWiz. Okay, yes, Mika, that's 5.6. Hello po, Sir John John. Okay, let's see. Ang ating leaderboard, nasa na? Okay, we have. The first is, grabe, wala pang calculus sa Sir Glenn nun. Okay. Sabay-sabay pala. Full points lahat. Basta nakatama ka, you have full points already. 1,000. Okay. My baby Julia is back in the game. Okay, next. Question 2. Okay, ready? Kaya nyo yan. Find the variance of the following sample data. This is the same data as earlier. Same data po. So, kung may na-compute na kayo kanina, you can use that. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, we're looking for the variance. Oh, bagal daw ng net. Oo nga. Oo nga po medyo mabagal kasi maulan. Sa lugar nyo ba? Mga maulan din ba dyan ngayon? So, madaming nakaka-experience ng slow internet connection. Pero okay lang, kaya natin yan. Thank you so much po dahil kahit na mabagal yung net ay kasama namin kayo this afternoon. Okay, you have 20 seconds left. May nag-i-input ba ng answer? Yan, may nag-i-input naman ng answer. There are 5 people, 6 people who already entered the answer. I hope you can recall. I hope you can recall the formula for variance. Or if you know the magic of your ClassWiz calculator, you have it now. Time's up. Time's up. Time's up. Loading results. Yan. Kasamahan na nag-comment kanina, medyo mabagal. Okay, a lot of people also got the correct answer. 69.38. Ilan nakakuha? 3. Alat. Alat na yon kasi yung iba isa-isa lang. Oh. Ito madami. It's 69.38. Good job to those 3. Yan. 10 ang matyaga nating nag-compute. Let's see, who are those? Okay, so we have Sir Glenn, my baby Julia, and Miss Azalea got the correct answers. Good job. Okay, and last question. Question 3 of 3. Okay, hindi ko pala na-enter. Okay, so we have to find the standard deviation. Earlier, we got the variance. Same set of data po ulit to. Okay, same set of data. And we want to find the standard deviation of this sample data. Kanina ay variance, ngayon ay standard deviation. O, ang bibilis nila o may 4 na agad nakapagsagot. 6 na. Ayan, mukhang madali tong isang to. Kung pinakinggan niyo yung tamang sagot earlier. Okay, again, thank you to those who are still with us, and thank you especially to those who are still participating. If you have your answers but are not in Menti, you can drop your answer in our comment section. You can drop your answer in our comment section. Okay, 5 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Madami nagsagot, 10 pa rin. Yung 10 yun talaga, yung ang gagaling magsagot. Nakalimutan po daw po ang formula. The correct answer is 8.33. Yung mga mabilis magsagot, yan, may 6 na nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya ang sagot ayon? At bakit kaya mabilis nilang nakuha yung sagot? Sige nga, anyone who can tell us bakit 8.33? Yes, Teacher Ron. Okay. It's a tie daw. Okay, yung top 3 ay yung mga nakakuha ng Awesome job, Julia, Azalea, and Glenn. Sa mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot, madami nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Bakit daw po 8.33? And why do you know that? From the variance. It's just the square root of the variance. Okay? Okay, balik tayo dito. Again, how do you find the mean? Madali lang yung mean. You just add them all and divide by how many sila? 10. So, i-add mo lang yan lahat, tapos i-divide mo by 10, and you get the mean, or that's just the average. Okay? How do you get the variance? You get the variance, magagamit mo yung mean. X, that's the data, minus the mean, the mu, and you square it. Okay? And then, you add. Pero, wait lang. Talagang kukulangin ako sa oras. It's 5:14, time check. May reminder na ako maya-maya. Ang haba kasi, lalo na kanina nakalimutan ko po yung formula. Tingnan natin yung calculator natin. Okay? May papakita pa tayong isang menu sa calculator. This is very useful to junior high school students and teachers. Okay? So, you have one para mas makafocus po tayo sa interpretation ng ating mga statistical concepts ba? Okay, so we go to your menu, again, menu, and then kanina nasa table tayo. Now I'm going to go to 6, that's statistics. Okay, equal sign. And I'm going to do one variable statistics, that's 1. And if you notice here, I can input the values that I have. I have 7, 3, -4, 14, sorry, ang bagal mag-press, hindi sanay sa mouse, 22, -7, 9, and 5. Complete ba ang input ko? Okay, I have 10 values here. And then what can I do? I'll just press option, and then I'll do one variable calculation. That's press 3. Okay, option and then 3. And then, magic, andyan na yung mga kailangan natin. What is X bar? Wow, yun, may nag-wow. What is X bar? This is our mean. And then you also have the summation of X. So, sum of all those values. You have the summation of X squared. You have here the variance, sigma squared. You have the standard deviation for the population. And then you have their S is for the sample. So, ito yung kanino, yung mean natin, yung 5.6, right? And then, yung variance natin, 69.38. And our standard deviation is 8.33, right? So, very quick. Wala pa akong, sige, medyo mabagal ako. So, let's say nag-encode ako ng 1 minute. And then, andyan na lahat ng calculation. So, you can focus now on interpreting those values, okay? But, sige yan. Ang daming sumagot kanina doon sa tanong ko, paano nila nakuha na mabilis yung standard deviation? They took the square root of the variance. That's correct po. So, the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Okay? All right. I hope you learned something from that quick tip for your ClassWiz in computing these measures of central tendency and variability. But, dun tayo ngayon sa random variable. Okay? So, the mean of a random variable X, we have it's also called expected value, is the weighted average of the values that X can take, wherein the weights are their probabilities. So, ang kailangan natin yung probability distribution nila. So, parang weighted average lang naman to. Okay? This is the formula. So, you have the product. Okay, ayun. You have the product, X times P of X. So, that's the value of the random variable times its expected value. It's probability. And then you just add them. Okay, 5 minutes daw. All right. Okay, last 5 minutes. Let's look at this example. Okay? May nag-comment using MS Excel po. Very good. So, in my case, paano kung wala akong Excel? But I have my ClassWiz. So, can I still do this? The probability distribution, last problem. Sorry, mukhang hindi natin abutin yung variance, but I hope you can explore it later. The probability distribution of X, which is the number of imperfections per 10 meters of a synthetic fabric in continuous rolls of uniform width, is given by, so you have this probability distribution, and we want to find the average number of imperfections. So this is average number, meaning I'm looking for the mean. Okay? And kasi wala naman ako nakalbigay na formula for the probability. The values are already given. So I'm not using the table now, I'm using spreadsheet. Okay, may gumagamit na ng Excel. So I'm going to use my spreadsheet in my ClassWiz. Okay, I'm going to go to menu again, but this time, I'm going to go to 8. So So you can just press menu 8 or go to spreadsheet, and that's equal sign. So see, we have a spreadsheet here like our Excel. Okay, and what do we want? I'm going to input the x values in the first column and then the f of x values in the second column. Okay, so input ko lang 0 equals 1, pababa tayo ha, 2 equals 3 equals 4 equals. So we have their 5 values. And then punta ako, I'm going to use my arrow keys to navigate. Punta ako kay second column. These are the values for f of x. I'm going to input 0.41 equals 0.37 equals 0.16 equals 0.05 equals 0.01 and equals. So equals yung pinaka-enter natin. Okay? And then what do we want? Again, the formula for this, for the mean, we need the product. Product of x and f of x. So for the third column C, I'm going to multiply. But hindi ko siya multiply manually. I'm going to fill kasi I have 5 cells there wherein we're going to press option. So OPTN, upper left corner of your calculator. And then I'm going to fill it with a formula. Okay, what's the formula? X times f of x. Ano ba yung x? Si A, column A. So I'm going to have A1, parang sa Excel nga, times f of x is B1. Okay, so I'm just multiplying those two values. And I'm going to put this formula saan? Kay C1 hanggang kay C5. Okay? So I hope you can see there the keys that I'm using. I'm using the alpha key there, and then the colon. You can find the colon there. And then I'm going to press equals. Equals again. And I have there the values already. O see, ilang press lang natin, tapos nandyan na yung product nila. Alright, di ba? Mas mabilis. And then finally, how do I find the mean? After getting the product, sabi sa formula, I need the summation. So I'm going to get the sum. So dito na lang ako sa cell na to, kay C6. And I'm going to get option. Arrow down, arrow down, arrow down. I'm looking for the sum here. Where I have here sum is 4. So I'm going to press 4. So I have the sum of what? Sinong i-add ko? From C1 to C5. So alpha C1 to C5. And then I'm closing it. Pressing equals will give me the sum, which is 0.88. Okay? So what did we do? We did this one. Okay? So, of course, pwede naman kayong mag-manual na compute, press sa calculator, sulat kay notebook, tapos add ulit lahat and so on. But using this gives you more time to analyze more problem, to interpret the problem. This means that the average number of imperfections per 10 meters of this fabric is 0.88. Okay, and I guess that's the last problem that we can do. Meron pa sana akong isang example dito, but I was just going to use ano ulit, table. And then lastly is you can explore the variance. Bigay ko na lang yung formula ng variance. So I hope you can try the same problem that we had earlier. That fabric problem. And then explore your spreadsheet. How can I set up my spreadsheet in order to solve for variance and standard deviation? Okay? And that's it. Pa-shout out daw. Shout out kay Mr. Nathan Jonathan Pedro, one of our classmates in MTAP. Sa lahat po ng mga MTAP scholars, hi. Good afternoon. And sa lahat ng mga nandito pa, wow, we still have people who are with us. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And I really hope that you learned something today. Okay? Thank you so much po. Shout out hi, shout out to Sir Moise and Sister Elabel, one of my co-teachers in Vaughan Technical High School. Okay, Sir Bads. So again, guys, sige, habang wala pa. Ayan. Hi, nakamute ka ata, sir.
Ayan, thank you, Ma'am Jade, for that very comprehensive discussion about your topic today. So, nung binabasa ko yung mga comment, puro positive ang kanilang mga inilalagay, and yung ibang hindi nakakasama dun sa Menti, talagang
Yes,
sa comments
sir.
sila sumasagot, doon sila nagko-communicate, at naghabang na sila ng sagot. So talagang makikita natin na meron tayong mga interaction between the viewers sa magitan ng pagka-comment po nila. So at this
Yes,
point,
sir.
siguro let us
Nakakatuwa.
call on, yes ma'am, let us call on our Casio Educational Unit Head, Mr. Joel Serrano, for his message. Sir Joel.
Hi, hello Sir Buddy. Hello Ma'am Jade, good afternoon.
Hi, Sir Joel.
It was a very nice and entertaining what should I say, presentation for today. Sorry, I need to wear my my mask because it's part of our protocol here in our office, as per IATF. I'd like to say thank you to our friends from DepED Mandaluyong City. Led by Dr. Romela Cruz at the SDS, si Doc Aga, the ASDS, kay Ma'am Aline Mendoza, our CID Chief, to Ma'am Emma Arubio, SGOD Chiefs, at si Ninong, si Sir Resty Rodelas. Maraming salamat sa inyong suporta. And of course, to our ETU friends dyan sa DepEd Central, and of course, ating pambansang broadcaster, Sir Buddy Mansala. And we hope that sa lahat ng participants, we hope you learned something from us today. And again, as I've mentioned, we share this kind of session for free, and hope you will share it also to your friends, to your co-teachers, and to your students for free as well. Sir Buddy,
Po.
meron tayo pang isang surprise para kay Ma'am Jade, di ba?
Yes, sir. So, ayan. So, medyo pinadali ni Sir Joel ang kanyang message. So, let us now welcome our commentator this afternoon. Hanapin ko na ang kanyang bio.
Wala po.
Yes, a teacher 3 at Bawan Technical School of Batangas. Let us all welcome Sir Moises Israel Abel. Hello,
Kaka-shoutout ko
sir.
lang
Good
kay Sir Moy.
afternoon.
Hello, Sir Moy. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Sir
Sir,
Moy.
nakapito kayo.
Good afternoon po. Hello po. Hello po, Ma'am Jade. Hello po, Sir
Hi,
Joel.
Sir Moy.
Hello, Sir Moy.
Pa-shoutout ka pa kanina.
Opo. Ako po yung natutuwa at na nakapag-demonstrate po si Ma'am Jade sa atin pong Facebook Live ngayon dito po sa Casio. Yung pong pinakita po ni Ma'am Jade, talagang ang mga activities niya very engaging. So yung ginamit niya mga platforms, madaling gamitin. And also with the help of technology, hindi naman ganun kahirap ang ano ba talagang gusto mong ituro. So kung ang gusto mo talagang ituro ay yung kung paano gamitin ang mga nakuha mong information, so makakapagtalakay ka pa talaga ng in-depth information tungkol doon, kung paano nyo i-process yon. So yun po ang naibigay sa atin ni Ma'am Jade. Though hindi po ito, marahil sa ibang nanood dito, hindi naman talaga ito yung topic na talagang dinidiscuss nila. Pero kahit pa paano napahaging ni Ma'am Jade yung mga ilang topics na pwede din natin gamitin sa buhay guro natin. Halimbawa, yung pong pagkuha ng mean, ito'y very common po sa mga teacher natin, pagkuha natin ng mga mastery level ng ating mga estudyante. So, I think kung ano man pong grade level ng ating pong kinabibilangan, lahat po ito magagamit natin. At with the help of technology, talagang mapapadali ito. At sa presentation po ni Ma'am Jade, talagang napakaganda. At talagang ikaw ay mapapadownload ng emulator ni Sir Joel. Mapapadownload ka ng emulator talaga. At try mo din gumawa ng mga videos at saka parang magkakaroon ka ng idea na halimbawa ganito, magkakaroon ka ng mga pwedeng ganon yung maging product ng ating pong endeavor ngayong hapon. So I would like to greet everybody, pati po ang sa Mandaluyong, ang Casio, at saka po lalong-lalo si Ma'am Jade. Congratulations po.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
ayan,
Sir
Thank you so
Buddy,
much, sir.
yes po.
Actually, Sir Buddy, si Sir Moy and si Ma'am Jade are basically part of our technical teacher group.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and I am very elated to inform you na yung school nila is our partner school as well. Kaya, kita
Yes,
mo
thank you
naman,
so much po.
swabe magturo yung mga yan.
Thank
So,
you so
and,
much po to our school, to our principal for providing calculators na talaga nakatulong sa mga estudyante namin.
and
Okay.
natutuwa ako, Ma'am Jade, kasi I think she passed my challenge to her. Sabi ko sa kanya, boss, ano to very challenging oras to. So I think she passed it with with very high flying colors naman talaga. Congratulations, Ma'am Jade,
Thank
for
you so much, sir, for this chance, for this opportunity. Thank you po.
Okay.
Ayan. So talagang itong mga nangyayari sa atin, Sir Joel, this Casio Tech session, it serves as parang a reunion, a sort of reunion, kumustahan with our old friends, mga kaibigan natin, and other mga colleagues natin na talaga nakasama natin at kabahagi ng ating advokasya. So ngayon, Sir Joel, at this point, allow me to present this certificate of appreciation to Ma'am Jade. So the citation reads, Republic of the Philippines Department of Education, Schools Division Office, Mandaluyong, Calbayog Street, Barangay Highway Hills, Mandaluyong City. The certificate of recognition is presented to Jade Christyn Magaling for her invaluable contribution as speaker during the Casio MATH Sessions on Discrete Probability Distribution with ClassWiz, held on September 18, 2020 at the City of Mandaluyong, given this 18th day of September 2020, Mandaluyong City. Signed, Dr. Romela M. Cruz, Sese, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent. Again, Ma'am Jade Christyn, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge about the use of Casio ClassWiz to our mathematics teachers. And at this point, siguro, Sir Moises, any last message to our viewers? Kami po.
Siguro hindi ko na po kailangan pang masyadong magsalita in behalf of Casio kasi na-exhibit po ni Ma'am Jade kung paano po ito magagamit pa ng mas maayos. Siguro ang tip ko na lang, kung meron na po kayo na download na emulator, though ito po ay 90 days yung ibinigay ni Casio para po sa atin, pwede po natin siyang explore, i-maximize po natin yung ibinigay na 90 days. Pwede na po tayong mag-record ng ating mga videos, instructional videos kung paano ma-maximize. Kasi minsan, for example, in our setup po, yung pong answer keys hindi napabigay sa mga bata. Baka pwedeng yung calculator ang gamitin nila para ma-check kung tama ba yung kanilang sagot using the suggested solution ng nadudun po sa mga material na marireceive nila. Napakalaking bagay po ng ma-affirm or ma-confirm kung tama ba o mali ang kanilang sagot. Lalo na mas mapapadali ito with the use of technology. And para po sa ating mga iba pa na siguro ay gusto pa din na mag-improve sa kanilang craft, keep on continuing. Meron pong mga videos din po ang Sir Joel. So, yung sa Casio nila, yung Casio Education, marami na po silang recorded doon. Marami din pong recorded doon si Ma'am Jade. You can check it out. Kasi po, ang maganda po dito, localized po yung videos na nagawa dito. So, you can check it, baka magamit po ninyo as reference. And para naman po sa lahat ng ating mga mathematics teachers, though tayo po ay nasa pandemic ngayon, I know you are doing a good job. Yung lahat ng umaattend ngayon talagang gusto pa rin ang mag-improve. Isa pong malaking gift kayo sa inyong mga estudyante and congratulations po for having you in behalf of the schools na pinagtatrabahuhan po ninyo at saka po sa mga estudyante na tinuturuan ninyo. Marami pong salamat and good afternoon.
Thank you, Sir Moises Israel. Now let's have Ma'am Jade Magaling. Ma'am Jade?
Yes po.
Any last message po to our viewers and to our listeners?
Parang nasabi na po ni Sir Moises lahat ng aking nasa puso. Pero thank you so much po talaga for having me this afternoon, and to all those who watched us and who were with us. So sana po talaga ay meron silang napulot sa ating webinar this afternoon. Thank you so much, Sir Joel, and to Casio Calculators Philippines. Thank you, Sir Bads.
Now let's have Sir Joel Serrano, sir.
Nasabi na ng dalawa. Hindi. Actually, I like to say again, I say thank you to Ma'am Jade, to Sir Abel for giving us this opportunity to join us this session. So, i-clear ko lang, sinabi ni Sir Abel, meron kaming official YouTube page, it's CasioCalculatorsPhilippines.com. May mga videos doon na locally made. Sila Ma'am Jade, sila Sir Tony, and the rest of the Casio technical teachers na panoorin niyo po. And some of the videos are already part of, I think, DepED Commons. No? May 6 na videos na nandun nakaload sa DepED Commons. And thank you for that, Sir Buddy, and Sir Mark Anthony C. And siguro, abangan niyo ulit. Parang tama yata si Ma'am Jade. Gawa pa tayo ng mga bagong sessions na energetic sessions para sa mga teachers. So yun lang from us, from Casio, and bukas pala may session ulit tayo for senior high school naman ulit.
Yes, sir.
Walang pahinga, Sir Joel.
Talagang lagari at hindi tayo tumitigil, Sir Joel, sa ibigay ng bagong...
Hanggat may guro, may Casio.
Yes, correct. Hanggat may guro, may Casio na laging sumuporta. Kasi alam naman natin, sa panahon ngayon, if you can't afford to buy your scientific calculator, Casio will provide it for you for free for 3 months, for 90 days. So talaga makakatulong to sa ating pandemic. And hopefully, pag nag-expire yung 3 months na yon, lahat ay back to normal na. Maayos na sitwasyon. Si COVID wala na. We have vaccine so that we can live normally na. Kasi naman yung talagang nais natin na lahat ay maging normal. And nabanggit ni Sir Joel kanina, kung gusto nating makita ang mga Casio resources, please do visit https://edu.casio.com/software-license/index.ph. Nandiyan po lahat ang mga application ng Casio, and please visit the official Facebook page of Casio Calculators, https://www.facebook.com/CasioCalculatorsPhilippines. And again, Sir Joel, Ma'am Jade, and Sir Moises, maraming salamat po for providing and for giving our teachers this kind of webinar na talaga makakatulong sa kanila in delivering quality, accessible, and liberating education to our learners. Again, maraming salamat po sa inyo tatlo. Ayan, narating na naman natin ang katapusan ng ating webinar this afternoon. So, tulad nga na sinabi ni Sir Joel, hanggat may teacher, may Casio. And Casio will be our consistent partner in delivering quality education to our stakeholders, especially sa SDO Mandaluyong kung saan talagang laging nandyan ang Casio. Mapa new normal man or the normal way, talagang si Casio ay lagi nakasuporta sa lahat ng division offices sa buong Pilipinas. So again, that ends our discussion or our webinar this afternoon. So I hope kasama pa rin namin po kayo bukas para sa isang na namang back-to-back session with Casio Calculators Philippines. Sa ating, in the morning, we'll be having mathematics, and sa hapon po we'll be having a science-based webinar session using Casio Calculators. Again, stay safe, and lagi na tatandaan, basta't sama-sama, tulong-tulong, lahat ating makakaya. Sama-sama tayo sa pagsulong ng edukalidad. Lagi tatandaan, sa Mandaluyong, lahat ng batang mandunong, walang maiiwan, kabahagi ng bilang. Goodbye and see you again tomorrow.